Hey there, I'm Lainey Lipsky, parenting coach and master teacher. Parenting is hard. I totally get it, and I'm here to make it easier for you. Especially if you had a tough childhood or you've got a tough child now, I've got your back. So take a deep breath, relax, and check out this clip from my coaching group this week. And remember to hit like and subscribe if you like my vibe. Let's get started. One thing I'm still really struggling with is the balance of, quote, giving in and putting my foot down. I want to give my children everything and make them happy. I don't want them to ever be upset, and to be honest, don't want to deal with them being upset, so I give in to almost everything. But I also feel like I let them walk all over me and take advantage of me. It's starting to really get to me and pushes me over the edge at times when I just lose it. Oh my gosh, that is such an awesome question and such a brave, vulnerable share. And I really appreciate you sharing that. Thank you so much. Um, so here's the thing. This is the truth. And we'll talk about strategies or tactics in a moment, but the real truth about this question is that it's about two things. It's about boundary setting and not knowing how to do that and hold the line. That's one thing. And then there's this, that's the outer thing, I would say. And then the inner thing is really about not wanting to upset your child and not wanting to go through an upset storm that is brought on by your child being disappointed or frustrated or mad at you, right? And you said something so important in the question, which is, um, where'd it go? It said, I want to give them everything and make them happy. I'm so glad that you used that language because it is such a pile of quicksand for parents to be aiming to make their kids happy. It's not really your job. I'm just going to flip that around for a moment, okay? It's not really your job to make your kids happy. It's your job to provide a loving, safe, healthy environment in which happiness can happen. And there's a likelihood of happiness to happen, right? Increase the likelihood. You want to set the stage for happiness, but you can't control whether or not your child is actually happy. So when we believe that we can control our kids' feelings, it forces us into this corner of, well, I know if I do this, then she will be happy, right? And it creates a very narrow channel or a very narrow pipe of how we can interact with our kids in a meaningful, connected way. Some of the most connected moments with your kids are going to be when they are upset and you are able to witness them and stay calm even through their upset. That will create, believe it or not, more emotional connection between you and your child than giving her the toy that she wants or saying yes to everything. It really will, because there's a wave that you go through when your child is upset, when you're able to tolerate her upset or his upset and get to the other side together. That's where the emotional bonding comes in. It really doesn't come in to let's do these fun things together and let's keep, saying yes and let's just be the yes parent. So if we can move away and reframe this idea, move away from the idea that our job is to make our kids happy and instead reframe it as our job is to create an environment in which happiness has the most chance of happening, but there's also room for all of the other emotions. There's room for upset. There's room for disappointment. There's room for frustration. There's room for anger, right? Like yes and like it all belongs. What does that framing look like? If you say no to your child and it makes her upset, it doesn't mean that you've done something wrong. It means that he or she is having a hard reaction to you holding a boundary. That's all it means. It doesn't mean you're a bad parent. It doesn't mean that you're creating emotional scars. It doesn't mean, depending on how you're holding the boundary, like if you're yelling and shaming on top of it, then you might be doing some emotional damage there. We don't want to do that. How you talk to yourself when she's upset is going to be we talk about this a lot. It's going to be really, really important, right? If you can tell yourself it's not my job to make her happy, it's okay that she's upset. It's okay that she doesn't like the rule that I just made. It's okay that she doesn't like that I said no. It's okay. Then it's going to take off that pressure that you're putting on yourself by telling yourself in subtle and less subtle ways, I want to give them everything and make them happy. So I want to encourage you to reframe that. I really hope this video was helpful to you. Feel free to share it and use the comments to ask a question or to request a topic for the future. We've got links below for free support with things like discipline, teaching your kids how to be more gritty, and how to be more patient with your kids, plus access to my free coaching group. So be sure to check those links out. And remember, we get one shot at parenthood. Our kids only get one shot at their childhood. So let's make it count. Click like and subscribe, and I'll see you soon.